Hello, and welcome to the second Thriving Workforce Strategic Planning Update for the Board of Education for the 2025-2026 school year. On each slide, please press play on the sound icon for an audio overview of the information contained for that portion. The voices you will hear from on the following slides come from the presenters listed here. They represent just a snippet of the individuals who are critical in ensuring that our workforce is thriving and demonstrate the actions we have been taking in this first year of the district's recently adopted strategic plan to ensure that we're making progress towards our goals. This Thriving Workforce Strategic Priority Update will focus on three aspects of our thriving workforce efforts, including staff attendance, where we will provide an interim update with data, staff safety related to workplace injuries and accidents, as well as a deep dive into some of the professional learning that is taking place around the district for our employees. Our efforts at ensuring that we have a thriving workforce are grounded in our vision and understanding of the portrait of a graduate that the Green Bay Area Public School District has committed to. To ensure that all students graduate college, career, and community ready, we have understood that a portrait of a modern graduate includes one that are communicators and connectors, leaders and teammates, empowered navigators, academic achievers, and of course, personal architects. What you will hear tonight about the work we are doing to support a thriving workforce is entirely grounded in the idea that our highly qualified staff who work with all of our students are in a great position to ensure that all students do graduate college, career, and community ready. Part of a thriving workforce includes monitoring and supporting the best possible employee attendance so that students have the opportunity to learn from their regular staff and interact with staff who know them, have great relationships with them, and understand how to maximize their learning trajectory. As such, we have established a staff attendance goal that over the next 5 years, we will achieve 90% or more of our staff missing fewer than 10 partial or full student contact days. Our year one benchmark has been called out to indicate that we would strive for 85% by the end of this year. Our calculations at the end of last year showed that we had a baseline of 83.9% of staff meeting this objective. Through the first semester of the 25-26 school year, we are currently ahead of our one-year benchmark objective and came in at 87.69%. We believe that this is due to a variety of factors, including some of the strategic work that has been done to support staff in understanding the appropriate utilization of leave, as well as supporting schools and administrative supervisors who are responsible for working with staff in confirming their workplace presence and in support of ensuring that staff have the resources needed to be present at work as expected. We have updated and provided guidance to our administrators related to how they manage attendance, what the general expectations are for weekly monitoring and support of attendance processes to ensure that our attendance is accurate for our employees and that staff who may have questions about the appropriate use of leave can get those answers as quickly as possible. An important aspect of ensuring that staff can be present in the workplace, ready to thrive and to support students in every way possible, is to ensure that our staff are safe and well. As such, we have established a 5-year goal of 95% or more of staff being injury or accident-free during the school year. Our year one benchmark for this has been set at 90%. Through March 1st of this school year, our staff safety data shows that we will not achieve our year one benchmark. However, the statistics show that we are very close to our baseline that was established last year. Our total number of claims that have been submitted so far, year over year, in other words, July 1st through March 1st last year, compared to July 1st through March 1st this year, show a 14.1% decline in the number of claims submitted. We believe that the reason why we will not hit our benchmark for this year includes actually something very positive. We are encouraging a culture of reporting. Staff are asked to submit an accident report or injury report if they experience something that qualifies as a workplace accident or injury, regardless of whether they need medical attention or not. In fact, at least 85% of the claims that have been submitted did not require medical treatment, but do provide valuable data for us to ensure that we are understanding any patterns in regards to location, type of employee, specific employee, etc., where we could look further into the cause of workplace-related accidents or injuries. In addition, our efforts at the beginning of this school year, as the board may recall, included rolling out universal professional development in de-escalation strategies for all staff, including substitute staff. All staff were trained at the beginning of the school year, and a plan remains in place for annual renewal to ensure that staff remain up to date on de-escalation practices. We have a variety of staff that also have a more in-depth training known as nonviolent crisis intervention. We also provide ongoing and continued support for newly hired paraprofessionals and educators related to strategies that ensure the development of positive relationship with students and provide de-escalation strategies for them. Finally, we do have a school safety committee that visits different schools each month and works with our workers' compensation insurance carrier, as well as key leaders from a variety of departments on the operations and education side to partner with school principals to tour facilities and discuss strategies that they are employing to reduce the risk of workplace-related injuries and accidents. A very important part of ensuring a thriving workforce is providing all staff the opportunity to engage in meaningful, relevant professional learning in alignment with district priorities. The slides that follow will showcase some areas that are representative of the different types of meaningful professional learning experiences that many staff have experienced this year.
Each August, the district hosts a dedicated professional development day for clerical staff, welcoming both new and returning school secretaries and office personnel. This annual event provides time for connection, collaboration, and important updates from the district departments to ensure staff begin the school year prepared and confident. This year's session, held at NWTC, featured presentations that included both key refreshers and new information designed to support staff success. 3 years ago, we also introduced mid-year professional development sessions for clerical staff, and the response was overwhelmingly positive. Offering training mid-year allowed staff time to settle into their roles and reflect on where they needed additional support. It became clear that there was strong interest in bringing these sessions back. In January, we surveyed office staff to identify desired topics for a mid-year training we were able to offer during the February 6th District Professional Development Day. An agenda was built directly from staff feedback, and participants were able to select sessions aligned to their specific roles and interests. Topics ranged from managing challenging behaviors to creating visually engaging flyers using district branding tools, providing practical strategies staff could immediately apply in their daily work. Feedback once again affirmed the value of ongoing, relevant professional development and highlighted the importance of providing structured opportunities for clerical staff to collaborate and learn from one another. In addition, the school year office staff began receiving monthly updates from district departments to ensure they remain informed with timely role-specific communication. Our clerical staff are often the first face or voice that students, families, and staff encounter in the district. Their role is critical to the overall experience within our schools. By continuing to invest in meaningful and targeted professional development, we ensure that they feel supported, informed, and well-equipped to serve our school communities with excellence.
Hi, this is Jamie Kriewaldt, Director of Literacy. Over the next few slides, I'm going to be presenting on our action steps that we took in response to Wisconsin Act 20 and the requirements for early literacy training for our 5K through 3rd grade teachers and how we align this professional learning to a thriving workforce. As a reminder, Wisconsin Act 20 required that we provided early literacy training that was accredited by the Center of Effective Reading Instruction for all 5K through 3rd grade teachers. Green Bay Area Public Schools chose Lexia Letters, which stands for Language Essentials for Teachers of Reading and Spelling. as our comprehensive professional learning course that met this requirement of Wisconsin Act 20. In order to prepare for this professional learning, we provided our literacy coaches with an extensive training in letters facilitation for Letters Volume 1. It should be noted that there was a partial reimbursement for this training through grant funding to support Act 20 requirements. And because of this additional funding from the state, Green Bay Area Public Schools was able to provide professional learning beyond the requirements of the law. And instead of just reaching our 5K through 3rd grade educators, we were able to provide this professional learning for 5K through 5th grade educators, and additionally provide training to our early childhood educators. In the next slide, I will address the amount of professionals that were affected by this training and the impact of this professional learning through some teacher testimonials. As a result of our letters professional learning focused on the science of reading, we were able to provide training to over 700 educators and administrators throughout our district. This group of educators and administrators included 632 kindergarten through 5th grade educators, 45 elementary administrators, 14 Head Start and 4K educators, and additionally, we provide advanced science of reading training for our literacy coaches using letters units 5 through 8. This included 17 participants from our literacy coaching group. These efforts were in direct response to our thriving workforce, because when our teachers and administrators feel knowledgeable about the practices that we're asking them to implement in the classrooms and within their buildings, they are more confident about those practices. In the next few slides, I'll be highlighting some teacher testimonials that are directly related to our letters professional learning. This testimonial comes from one of our 2nd grade teachers. Letters has helped shape the way I present ideas, skills, and concepts during our structured literacy portion of the day. It has given me a better understanding of certain vocabulary to use when describing where to start letters for proper letter handwriting formation, where certain letters come from or are formed in our mouths, and how to better target so many complex English rules when it comes to not only our multilingual learners, but also native English speakers. While it is a lengthy program, I appreciate the real videos embedded in the learning. Seeing it in action is much more beneficial for me as a learner and allows me to take on the learning and replicate aspects in my own teaching. I am also a huge proponent of sharing with my students that I am always learning, as they are, and eager to share with them the latest session knowledge gained after leaving our letters trainings. Our next testimonial comes from a 3rd grade reading teacher. As a 3rd grade reading teacher, going through letters training changed the way I look at reading instruction. It gave me a clearer understanding of why some of my students were struggling and helped me recognize the specific foundational skills they were missing. Thanks to our literacy coaches' leadership through this learning, instead of feeling unsure about where to start, I now feel confident providing targeted support that meets each child where they are. I've seen firsthand how this focused approach can build students' confidence and begin to close gaps. Our 3rd letters professional learning testimonial comes from a 1st grade teacher in the district. Having the opportunity to have professional development with letters has allowed us to deepen our understanding of the science behind reading and how we can better support our students with the understanding of the orthographic mapping that our brain does. We can help support speech sounds and how, where the sound is made in the mouth to help differentiate similar sounds. We are lucky enough that our district has supported our learning to help support our students and close gaps. This final letters professional learning testimonial comes from one of our 1st grade teams. Letters has helped us understand the why behind what we teach in HMH. Our knowledge in foundational literacy skills like phonics, phonological awareness, fluency, vocabulary, comprehension, and spelling has grown tremendously. Letters also helped us understand how kids learn to read and why some kids struggle. In addition, letters has helped us with the articulation of phonemes and where they are placed, voiced, unvoiced, nasals, glides, etc. So when we are teaching structured literacy, we feel more confident about teaching it and are much more successful.
We have welcomed 60 new paraprofessionals into GBAPS for the 25-26 school year, which is over 17% of our para workforce. Thanks to grant funding from both the Brown County United Way and the National Education Association, each of these new employees was offered a mentor to assist them in navigating their new career during their first year of employment. 55 of them requested a mentor. Over 30% of our para workforce is involved in our program as a mentee or mentor. One of our mentees had this to say about our paraprofessional mentoring program. I think the sessions have all been very informative in their own way. I like the group discussions we have and being able to connect with others from other schools or environments for new ideas or approaches to try. Our new paras and their mentors have had the chance to participate in orientation training, 6 monthly mentoring sessions, and an upcoming paraprofessional development. This program focuses heavily on feedback provided by our participants. This allows us to facilitate high-quality, needs-driven learning that is relevant to what our paraprofessionals are experiencing in their day-to-day work. Because of the groundwork and support our new paraprofessionals are receiving from the start of their career within GBAPS, we are seeing higher retention numbers in relation to mid-year resignations. Our retention rate for new paraprofessionals who started this current academic year is 96.67%. This equates to increased student support, engagement, and relationship building, as well as less attrition. From a mentor, I do want to take the time to say thank you for these sessions. I wish it was something that was in place when I started. I think and have heard from my past mentee that it is very helpful to have someone to go to and bounce things off of when starting a new position. So thank you so much for all the time and effort you put into this program. It is not going unnoticed. Our district will be offering the first ever paraprofessional development on Friday, March 6th. 7 different breakout sessions will be offered, and over 1/3 of all paras are scheduled to attend. This is the first time our paraprofessionals will have professional development that is geared toward their job specifically. The excitement and gratitude is substantial.
The Comprehensive Educator Induction Program provides an ongoing process for initial and newly hired educators to the Green Bay Area Public School District to receive high-quality support for teaching, learning, and the development of professional knowledge. This process kicked off for these educators in August with a full 2 days of professional learning and has been followed up with monthly Educator Induction Program sessions. This process also includes the provision of experienced educator mentors who provide one-on-one support, both intentionally planned and in time, regularly throughout the school year. While the state of Wisconsin requires only that initial educators are provided with this support, the Green Bay Area Public School District has made it a priority that all new to district educators have the opportunity to be mentored in order to support their transition to our district and to ensure that they are fully welcomed into our professional community. The goal of the 2-day Educator Induction Program is for educators to be ready for the first month of school, grounded in the philosophies, practices, and policies of our district. This year's event was at Edison Middle School, where educators participated in large group and differentiated sessions based on their roles and grade levels. District administrators, coordinators, PSTs, and other specialists engaged the educators in topics that included our district's commitment to the engagement of all students in learning, family engagement, technology, trauma-informed care, special education, classroom management, and more. This was our first year providing differentiated learning experiences for educators, and their feedback indicated that these experiences were appreciated by the attendees and that they wanted more. The monthly Educator Induction Program sessions provide ongoing, timely professional learning opportunities to these newly hired educators throughout the school year. These 2-hour sessions occur after school, and while participants are encouraged to attend in person, there are also virtual attendance options. Topics at these sessions have included classroom management, restorative practices, technology, educator health and self care, facilitated by our partners at Amplify Health, and more. The 2-day August Educator Induction Program kickoff event was well attended, with 96% of the total invitees present to engage in this important learning experience, where attendees communicated that they valued the information presented and the opportunity to engage in the learning collaboratively. Educators who attend the monthly sessions have communicated that they have found these learning opportunities to be helpful as they learn about content that they can apply in their classrooms and share their successes and struggles as new educators. However, the attendance rate for the monthly educator programs is significantly lower. Educators have indicated that their reasons for not attending include that they have schedule conflicts with other professional and personal obligations, that they are overwhelmed and exhausted at the end of the day, that the sessions are not required, and that their time attending these extra meetings after the end of their workday is not compensated. As we move forward, we continue to collect and consider educator feedback in order to create enriching learning opportunities for our newly hired educators, with the intention of exploring innovative opportunities for further differentiation related to roles and years of experience.
Recruitment may open the door, but onboarding plays a large role on whether our educators stay, thrive, and ultimately impact student achievement. It must be a collaborative effort that builds confidence and connection from day one. As we continue strengthening our talent strategy across the school district, it is essential that we pause, listen, and intentionally evaluate how we are welcoming and developing our newest educators. This is our second year implementing the new educator onboarding input sessions. These input sessions are designed to help us gather meaningful insights from those closest to the experience. By understanding what is working well and where gaps exist, we can refine our systems to ensure every new educator enters our district feeling prepared and deeply connected to our mission. We aim to increase intentional employee engagement, strengthen long-term commitment, and continually improve our culture of a thriving workforce. To ensure we're moving in that direction, we focused our questions on the following areas: human resources onboarding and new employee orientation, school or team-based onboarding, educator induction, and mentorship program. Our goal is to identify strengths, gaps, and opportunities to improve alignment and consistency. This visual represents the 3 interconnected phases of the onboarding input questions and highlights both strengths and opportunities within each area. Our hiring process has improved hiring speed, great communication from human resources, and a great positive first impression. The primary opportunity identified is managing late hire onboarding more effectively to reduce overload and ensure equitable preparation. School-based or team onboarding is fostering strong building culture and a sense of belonging for many new educators. However, inconsistencies in onboarding process across the school sites and limited structured support for late hires indicate a need for greater system alignment. Our mentorship model is a clear retention driver with an impactful August programming, as Marie mentioned before, and meaningful mentor relationships. Opportunities exist to deepen technology training and ensure sustained instructional support throughout the year. As you can see, we have strong foundational systems in place. The next phase of improvement centers on consistency, late hire support, and deepening instructional and technology integration, all of which directly impact educator retention, engagement, and student success. This data reflects 2 critical indicators of organizational health. The first statement is, My experience with the school district matched my expectations. For the 24-25 school year, 82.4% strongly agree or agreed their experience matched expectations. For the 25-26 school year, 83.3% strongly agree or agree their experience matched expectations. This data demonstrates alignment between the expectations we set during the recruitment process and the actual experience educators have once they begin working in our district. Educator expectations have remained consistently high and increased slightly last year to this year. The second statement is I would recommend GBAPS as a great place to work. For the 24-25 school year, 81.5% strongly agree or agree that they would recommend GBAPS as a great place to work. For the 25-26 school year, 88 strongly agree or agree that they would recommend GBAPS as a great place to work. As you can see, educator advocacy for the school district significantly increased. This 7-point gain is particularly meaningful because the willingness to recommend GBAPS reflects trust and a positive workplace culture while ensuring our goal of a thriving workforce. For the 24-25 school year, our certified staff retention was 91.8%. This places us well above the state average of 86.3% and above the urban district average of 85.8%. We are also seeing positive trends when it comes to resignations. Over the last 3 years, resignations have been steadily declining. This downward trend reflects meaningful progress in stabilizing our workforce and strengthening our support systems for staff retention. Together, this feedback and data make one message clear. We are moving in the right direction, and our intentional focus on onboarding, mentorship, and workplace culture is making a measurable difference.
We appreciate the opportunity to provide the Board of Education a second update on our progress in the area of thriving workforce. As we continue to complete year one of this recently adopted strategic plan, we have taken many actions to achieve our year one goals. However, we understand that there are next steps that must continue and include recommendations, requests, and ideas that we have to ensure we continue making progress. For example, we will continue to disaggregate and analyze our employee injury data even further so that we can target role, location, and cause-specific occurrences for future preventative planning. We believe that there is a lot of interest in looking at alternative leave models. So we would like to convene a committee to discuss what options may exist for us to update our approach to employee leave options. We want to ensure that we prioritize our financial resources, our calendar usage, and the humans that are required to provide professional learning in a meaningful, relevant, reasonable, and doable way for the upcoming school year. We already do that, of course, but this is the time of the year where we start making sure that all these things sync together so that planning can be coordinated and cooperative. And finally, we would like to really model some redesign options for our educator induction program because we really would like to see an increase in participation going forward. Thank you again for your time and attention, and we look forward to the discussion at the board table.